Marvelous Muses. How are we doing, guys? So, this is Coasting Through the Week video, but it's also an experiment. So, the other day, I saw, when I was watching, Andy over at Custom Carving and Epoxy, UK.UK, I've seen Steve McDonald do it, but he did it differently. So what they did was, Steve McDonald actually took the eco resin, or whichever one he used in it. He mixed it with the water, and then he mixed his resin, and he mixed the two of them together. Okay, well, Andy took it a little differently. Andy took the eco resin and mixed deep pour resin with it as the water instead of it. Okay, and that worked beautifully. Then I saw Mary, she tried it, and she said, well, she was going to take the Magic pour, I think that's what it's called, and she mixed bond crafter resin with it instead of water. Okay, well, I'm going to try the mixed mold, and I'm going to mix the Promise 1 Hour Epoxy. And I'm going to pour just 2 coasters, so if it doesn't work, I'm not using it, wasting a whole bunch of it. But the Promise 1 Hour Epoxy, when you first pour it, is very watery consistency. So I think if I do this fast enough, because you have about a 10 to 15 minute work time, I think if I do this fast enough, I think I can manage to pull it off, hopefully. We'll see what it does here. So we're going to see how this works. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to move my coasters out of the way for a minute. I'm not doing a whole lot. Like I said, I don't need much for these coasters, so. Get my little cup out here. Yeah. Didn't really need my cup. I guess I could have used my other scooper, but that's alright. We'll use this one after I made a mess all over here. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take I'm going to say that should be enough for 1 coaster. So we're going to do 2 scoops, 2 full scoops of powder. Just a tiny bit more here, just to be sure. Okay, so I think that's going to be more than enough powder to do 2 coasters. Alright. I'm going to wipe this up first, so I don't end up with it everywhere. Perfect. Alright. What do I have here? I have 100, which means I should have to do about 30, which would be, I believe these are about 30. So I think I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to mix the Promise Epoxy, and I'm going to fill this cup up with resin, and then I'm going to mix it in with the stuff. So we're just going to do this on camera. Why not, guys? Alright. So. Yep. I measured this on one of my other pours where this is on this cup, so I know where it's happening at. we go. Okay. Get my stick here. Set my timer here for, there we go, 3 minutes. And I'm going to wipe this coaster right quick. In case we have to pour quickly. I don't know how. I don't know how this is going to react when I mix it in with the other. Make a bigger stick. Hopefully this works, guys. We're going to try it. Like I said, this is a very thin consistency resin when you first mix it. Give it about 10 minutes. It's going to be thicker than the 4-hour fast cure. So, but I was dying to try this. So, this is credit to Andy over at Custom Carving and Creations. And Mary over at Resin Me Up. And we'll give Steve McDonald credit, because he did mix the two together. Like I said, he mixed his resin like this, but then he actually mixed the water, and then he mixed the two of them together. So he kind of started it, but then Andy took it a step further in a different direction. And then Mary tried it with a different resin and a different epoxy, a different powder, eco resin. And then I'm trying it now with mixed mold and 1-hour cure. So we're going to see what happens here. I feel like because this is mixed pretty good already, and I'm going to have to mix it some more when I get it in there with the mixed mold, I'm going to stop here. That's 2 minutes. Okay. So, I'm going to start out a little bit at a time. About half, probably. And then we'll pour the other half. A little bit more. Does seem to mix all right. Does kind of make it a little bit gloopier, I feel like, than it would with water. Okay, we're just going to dump it in. I want it to be thin enough I can pour it. And everything gets mixed in good here. I do feel like I've mixed up a little bit too much. But that's alright. We'll pour these. Okay. Let's see what happens here. We're going to pour this first one. Yeah, it's doing alright. So far, so good. It is thickening up pretty quick. I will say that. You don't have a whole lot of time to work with this. So have whatever you're doing ready. It did thicken up the mixed mold quite a bit. This one's not as full as the other one, but that's alright. This is a test. Alright. There's our test, guys. So, tap, tap, tap a little bit here. Alright. Well, we'll be back in an hour. Let's see what this does. I'll see you then, guys. Bye. Guys, we're back. So it's actually been about 3 hours. It kind of got tied up, so we're going to see how this turned out. Oh yeah, look at there. And that is 3 hours. That is rock hard, guys. I mean, we're talking rock hard, solid. I got some overpour here. Yeah, that is solid as a rock, guys. I couldn't break it if I wanted to. There's no way. And normally mixed to mold, you know, especially 3 hours after you mold it. That's awesome. That is amazing. Wow. Even this thin piece. Yeah, there's no way. I couldn't if I wanted to. Yeah, there's no way. I wonder if I can even trim the edges off. Maybe I'll use my Dremel on it. Oh, that one actually kind of just popped off there, but very thin piece on the edge. And then I poured the extra into the golf mold here. And even that's thin piece. That's been 3 hours. 3 hours, guys. And these are solid. Anybody that pours resin, you know. I overpoured all these like really bad. I tried scraping most of it off, but at that point it was starting to kind of get a little thick. Little bitty sunglasses. Here we go. What's this? All right. Let's go. Oh, it's a golf club on it that the word golf is sitting on. I just realized that. That's pretty good, though. There's no bubbles in it. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe there's one right here. That's pretty good, considering how thin this mold is. Like I said, keep in mind that this is literally 3 hours since I poured this. That's like crazy impressive, guys. Crazy impressive. I can't get over this. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty amazing to me. That's really awesome, though. I mean, and it feels, it's wild. It kind of feels like a combination. anybody that's done the eco pores, you know how you have like a certain feeling to it? This almost feels like that, but yet another part of it kind of feels like resin. It's very unique. Very unique. Alright. So since we're not really doing a whole lot today, as far as it was mainly about the project here, we are going to, I think we're going to put a butterfly on each one. Okay, which butterfly do I want to use? I think I want that one. I don't know if I'm going to do this one. This one's awfully thin. We may just leave that. But this one here, now that I know this works, this is awesome. This is awesome, awesome. Love it, now that I know it works. Alright. Yep. I almost set that down too soon. Set that thing down, you ain't getting it back up. There we go. Come on. Here we go. Very nice. What do we think of that? I like that. That's very pretty. I just can't get over how pretty that is. I can't get over how pretty it is. How strong. I'm just like, wow, I'm blown away by that. 3 hours, guys. And I think I could have probably came out here after an hour or two and done it. I just got tied up talking on the phone and didn't get out here until just now. But, oh my goodness. Yeah, this one's, I didn't have enough to pour this one as thick. See, it's way thinner, so I don't want to waste a butterfly on that. That I can just keep that for myself, or I can use it for something else. But this one, wow. I like that. I really, really like that. Try to decide if I do something on the edge. I think I might. I might go around this edge here. I think I might do something around the edge here. Let's do... Trying to decide if I want to do like a pinky color. I think we'll do this one. I think we'll do this one. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. That's a pretty color on there too. It goes good with it. That goes good with it. And I think I want to do same thing that I normally do with my mix-em-all projects. One of the things I love to do is brush on. I have 2 bottles of this, full bottle. I've used my last of my other bottle. I have 2 of these. Which one do I want to use? Oh yeah, I have my glasses right here. I was like, I don't have my glasses with me, but yes I do. Can't see what color these are. Full spectrum shift. Color changing. I don't see. Yeah, I don't see a specific color on them. I know they have them. Yeah. I don't know. We're going to use one of them here. Well, that's plenty. Alright. Get my paintbrush here. Yeah, this is going to give the whole thing a shimmer over the top of it. My diamond glaze. I love this stuff. Let's see. I'll cut it all here. Alright, we're going to let this dry. Very pretty. Alright. So if you like the video, guys, give it a thumbs up. This is Coasting Through the Week. It is a collaboration with me, Mary over at Resin Me Up, Tammy over at Epoxy Me That. We have several other people joining. Usually Tim Base Resonator joins. We've had Dragon's Cave join. Lula over at Nerd Goblin Art. And Laura at Laura's Design Studio. So, be sure and check out everybody else's. I will put the link to all of them in the description box below. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Anybody can join, guys. You can do whatever medium you want to do. If you want to paint, draw, color, diamond painting, whatever you want to do. Crochet, I don't care. You want to crochet a coaster, crochet a coaster. Whatever you want to do, guys, you can do it. You want to make a doily, turn it into a coaster, whatever. But yeah, so this is my Coasting Through the Week. It's a simple one this week, but it is a test just to see if in 3 hours we can cure something so hard that, yeah, it ain't breaking. Oh, none. It ain't breaking, guys. It's, and believe me, if anybody that, even resin in 3 hours isn't like this. Not to mention resin or mixed mold. So the combination of the two is rock solid. I mean, guys, anybody that deals with polyurethane resin, I'm going to say this is even stronger than the polyurethane. For real. So, it feels stronger than the polyurethane. So if I need something that I don't want to be flimsy, a thin mold that, you know how when you take them out, sometimes they're kind of, they feel flimsy. And sometimes with the mixed mold and those different things, they'll break because they're so thin. Well, this wouldn't happen. So, hopefully, y'all like the experiment. Hope everyone has a wonderful night. I hope your resin cures beautiful. Your craft projects turn out amazing. I hope you are all happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.